Welcome back. What a weekend down in Frisco, Texas. As we just recapped, NDSU won its 6th national title in the past 7 years, upsetting the top-seeded and defending national champ in James Madison 17-13. Our very own Shawn was down south covering that game and all the festivities to go with it. And he's joined in studio up in Fargo by NDSU Athletic Director Matt Larson to talk more about Saturday's historic game. Brian?
All right, thanks so much, Kelly. Here with Matt Larson, the athletic director at North Dakota State. As we take a look back at this past weekend, and a special weekend, it always is anytime you get to play down in Frisco, Texas in the national championship, Matt, and it never gets old, does it?
No, it really doesn't. A lot of people in this industry, you hope to have a chance at winning one national championship. So, for North Dakota State to win 6 and 7 years, and as the athletic director to be there for 3 and 4 years is so special. For so many reasons, because there's so many people involved outside of players, coaches, and staff. From fan base, community, alumni, you name it, who are so vested and involved, and so it's a great win for everybody.
And it really is. I think everybody takes a piece of a championship, whether it's the staff taking pride, the president of the university, yourself, certainly the coaches and the players. You all feel like you probably had something to do with getting that team there and getting another title. Oh,
there's no doubt about it. And obviously the coaches and the players get the lion's share of the credit, but we wouldn't be in the position to do what we do to win a national championship if it wasn't for team makers, if it wasn't for our season ticket holders, if it wasn't for corporate sponsors in the community, if it wasn't for the alumni association and all the alumni around the area who support us in so many different ways, if it wasn't for the university administration, starting with the president, that support us in every single thing we do. So it absolutely is. It is a team effort, all hands on deck to win a national championship.
One thing that blows me away, and I've been there for all 6 of these championship games, is the fan base. I still cannot get over it when I get down there, how much green and gold I see all over the Frisco-Plano area. Does it still baffle you? You've been here, you've seen it too, but I can't get over it.
In some ways it doesn't, because I've seen it now so many times, but in a lot of ways I'm just overwhelmed by just the sheer passion of our fan base, how vested they are in the program. You talk to the other athletic directors that are on the FCS committee, and they're blown away. Those are the things that people kill for at their institutions, to have not only fan bases who show up for home games, but to travel 15 hours away and come to a game and do it in such numbers that our fan base does. We're incredibly fortunate. You hear the guys at the end of the game too, their reaction was thanking the fan base and how important it means for them to be able to run out of the tunnel, see the green and gold all over the stadium, and supporting them in such a great way.
You work with Chris Kleiman, the head coach, very, very closely, and a lot of the assistant coaches. He had mentioned in the press conference, not only is my boss, but he's my friend. You see probably more closely what that staff and those players have to go through, the pressure they have to deal with, the expectations they have to deal with. But yet they keep it all together, and they're just such cool customers. How are they able to do that from your standpoint?
Well, you're right. I'm fortunate. I can go to practice. I see how much time and energy they put into preparing the football program, and but so much. But I think starts with Chris Kleiman. I tell our staff all the time, we're incredibly fortunate to have a head coach that, from an X's and O's standpoint, is as good as they get, as good as it gets. But just a good person, players coach. Kids love him, and I think he keeps it in perspective for them. And then you talk about our culture. We have great leadership from our seniors. That trickles down all the way to freshmen. So they know what it means to be a Bison. But a lot of it is when we recruit kids that want to come here to win a national championship. So they understand what the expectations are. We have expectations higher than probably any institution in the country. When you have fan bases who are buying tickets to the national championship game before we've even played a regular season game. But again, that's why coaches and student athletes come here, because the expectation is to be great and to win a national championship.
So I guess for you savor it, I hope, a little bit longer than probably some even the players get to. In a week, they're going to be going back and lifting weights again. But what is a national championship like this, the national stage, certainly the game, and I would think the ratings are going to be monstrous just based on how competitive the game was. What does it do for the university and the athletic department overall?
Well, I think it's a huge shot in the arm. When you're on ESPN2, in the middle of the day on a Saturday, the only game in town, with a lot of eyeballs on the game, and have it be such a good game, and just all the storylines and the history between their program and our program and all the things on the line and at stake. it's huge for the university. It's huge for the state of North Dakota. You know, when you look at what athletics has been able to do for both of those entities over the course of the last 6 or 7 years, whether it's college game day coming here, whether it's what Carson Wentz has been able to do. If anything, if you have a student who's or a college, a prospective student who's somewhere in the country who's going to check out North Dakota State because of the football program and what they saw on TV, then that's a win for the university. It's a win for the state of North Dakota. So there's no doubt that there's a lot of people around the country who not only know what North Dakota State is as a football program, but they know what it is as a university.
Well, we appreciate the time, Matt. 6 championships in 7 years. I still can't believe it. I'm sure you can, but thank you so much for the time.
Brian, appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Shawn and Matt. Well, coming up after the break, a Sioux Falls baseball coach who was just named National Coach of the Year. We'll hear from Roosevelt's Joel Sage next on Midco Sports Tonight.